Hi, I'm Ryan.
And I'm Andrew.
And welcome to Top 5 Beatdown, a show where we compare top 5s for topics that seem completely asinine, yet somehow garner strong opinions. And to add some fun to the mix, we compare our top 5s to that of a special guest. Today's topic is animated foods. And today's special guest is a food content creator and a cookbook author. Please welcome to the Beat Zone, Rie McClenny.
Hi.
It's the book right here. It's the book.
Hi, Rie.
Hi.
How's it going? Welcome to the Beat Zone.
Hi,
You can
old
take that.
friends. Yes, I wrote a book.
It looks great. I assume you're planning on duplicating that for others to read it?
Yeah.
Okay. As you can tell, not Shane.
Obviously, I'm filling in for Shane today. He did tell me and insist that we should respect the rules and respect the list.
That's very rich coming from him, who did neither. But Rie, what is your relationship to animated foods? Did you watch a lot of cartoons growing up?
I grew up in Japan.
Yeah.
And one particular anime I adore so much, and you will see it.
Keeping it under lock and key. I myself have always been a cartoon man. What about you? Not Shane.
Cartoons have a special way of depicting food. It's not often obviously delicious, but it's still desirable.
Yeah, I was reading something before this that apparently there is an actual scientific aspect to why your brain wants the cartoon foods that you can have so badly.
Really?
I didn't read anything past the headline, but I did read that there was an article about that. I'm sure there's plenty of smart stuff in there.
Let's list!
Very funny. I'm so used to turning to my right and seeing Shane, just like I'm sure you're used to turning to your left and seeing Steven.
Yeah.
This is like some alternate universe kind of timeline we're living in,
Yes.
and I like it. Anyways, let's get into your 5.
My number 5 is cucumber and tomato from My Neighbor Totoro.
Okay, all right. It's a wildly inappropriate image right there, I have to say. It certainly is.
Have you watched My Neighbor Totoro?
I was just about to say up top, I am a bad Japanese person, and I have not seen My Neighbor Totoro.
Wow.
In fact, I have not seen a lot of the Miyazaki films.
What?
You guys could yell at me in the comments, that's fine.
So you don't know anything about Totoro.
I know he's a fuzzy blue guy that has a big white belly.
It's not blue.
It's not blue.
Is it like a dark gray? Like a dark gray?
It's a light gray.
Okay, all right. I assumed it was a hue of blue.
I feel like, why are you here?
Okay, now we're here to talk about food, not to talk about my movie and film
Moving
preferences.
on.
Oh my God.
It's like all the time in Japan. Satsuki and Mei, it's the main character. They went to garden and they pick corns and tomato and cucumber. They put it in a basket and they chill in the creek. And it looks so good.
So this is kind of like a farm to table feel.
Yes.
It looks fresh when you're looking at it.
And how many times you see cucumber and tomato and see, oh my God, it looks so good?
Yeah.
Never, right?
Juicy and crisp.
Are you guys IRL cucumber and tomato fans?
Oh yeah, I like both of those things a lot. Do you not?
I like neither of them. You know, if I'd watched this film when I was a child, I'd be much healthier than the garbage monster that I am now.
What are your qualifications in making this list?
Well, I want something that looks tasty and it makes my mouth water, and I just don't, when I hear cucumber and tomato, I don't get very excited. But you know, you're the cook here, so I'm not gonna disparage your list. I respect the list, I respect your list. I think this is a bad choice. All right, let's move on to my number 5. Scooby snacks from Scooby-Doo. We all know that these were kind of a substitute for weed, let's be honest. These guys would go in, they'd pound some Scooby snacks in the mystery van. They'd come out looking very mysteriously high. Pretty easy mystery to solve there. It's weed. I did have this in a past incarnation of Top 5 Beatdown, and that's just because I really want to try these bad boys. I've always had a curiosity for trying my dog's treats in general. I never have, I never will. Shane has.
Why won't you?
Because it's gross and it's for dogs, and I'm not a dog.
I was always impressed by the volume of Scooby snacks that Scooby would eat. It looked good to just sort of dump them in his mouth.
It is the munchies, it does happen.
I never watched Scooby-Doo.
A Scooby snack is basically a snack for a dog, but then he has his guy, this tall, lanky white guy named Shaggy, who's his pal, and he also eats the Scooby snacks, and they're like best friends.
Do the tall, goofy guy and high dog also hunt ghosts?
Some people have actually compared Shane and I to Shaggy and Scooby, except it doesn't really make sense because they do hunt ghosts, but they're both scared guys. Shane's not a scared guy.
But it's dog food.
It technically is dog food.
This is human food.
Well, technically, let's move on to number 5 here.
All right, my number 5 is The Leaning Tower of Cheesa from a Goofy movie. Similarly to your 5th choice, the cheese is almost like a drug in that movie.
Just goes right into his mouth.
In general, all of the cheese is very impressively gooey, almost wet. It's the wettest cheese I've ever seen.
It's a very wet film.
Wet cheese is good. If it's like burrata.
Yeah, sure.
Oh yeah, Barada's a pretty wet guy.
Yeah.
We should do a top 5 cheese episode. How have we not done that yet? Mark that one down.
I volunteer.
This is an amazing choice. Did you want to eat the entire tower, or are you thinking maybe a bite and I'm good?
Yeah, I want that explosion of flavor. When it's a gooey cheese.
Goofy movie, it's the Disney Goofy?
Yeah.
The dog.
Yeah, the dog. We both got dogs.
But they both can talk.
But it's still a dog.
Anyways, let's get to your number 4.
My number 4 is rice porridge from Princess Mononoke.
Oh, that does look good. Look at that guy's little smile on his face.
Yeah.
He's like,
He's saying like this is good.
that's like what my face looks like when I'm waiting for a cheesy gordita crunch to arrive from DoorDash with my shirt off in my living room.
Have you watched Princess Mononoke before?
I've not seen it, but it sure does look good.
How he stir
Yeah.
and how he scoop, it's so good.
There's a lot of steam rising out of this that makes it look very, very delicious. Have you seen this film?
I have. And I will say, cartoon steamy food looks more satisfying than real life steamy food. Animated steam is the best steam.
Yeah.
Oh, God, now I'm wishing I would have put something from this kind of universe on my list. The only thing I could think of was those candies from Grave of the Fireflies, but that's a very sad movie.
Yes.
Now, would you be adding any spice to this?
If somebody cook for you and you put seasoning in front of the cook, that's offensive.
Well, see, that's confusing to me because the other half of my heritage is Mexican, and when people give me a burrito, I'm dousing that baby in salsa. Let's go to my number 4 here. My number 4 is any food from Casa Bonita. This is from South Park. Casa Bonita is a fictional restaurant in the universe of South Park. Cartman, who's one of the kids in the show, is trying to convince his friend Kyle to invite him to his birthday party, which is being held at Casa Bonita, and there's funny commercials about it. It looks like a fun time. The food looks great. There's enchiladas, there's tacos. I mean, look how happy Cartman looks.
Yeah, honestly, it's the spread. You got a lot of variety on that platter. How much of your enjoyment do you think stems from the fact that Cartman is so excited for the food?
Probably about 70%.
Can I change my mind? I think your choice is not good.
Yeah, well, that's fine.
The animation style is a little too simplistic for the food to really be delicious.
I would argue that most food shows generate that excitement, and that's why you want to eat it. And as a food man, you host a little show called Worth It? You got a bunch of people excited for food.
It's a combination of factors, but at the very least, you gotta imagine yourself biting into the food. And South Park is like, it looks like you're gonna eat a bag of paper.
I don't know.
All right, my number 4 is the Bonza Beast stew from Treasure Planet.
Oh, wow, I have not seen this film in so long.
Like, I don't know this, but the screenshot looks delicious.
The best part of the Bonza Beast stew is that it's made by this guy who basically has a cyborg arm that does all the cooking for him. So it rapidly chops a bunch of vegetables. He also simultaneously cracks 3 eggs into it, and the making of it looks very satisfying and fluid.
I don't know, I kind of want my stew to be cooked by an actual human arm, like Rie's arm. Well, actually, if Rie had a fucking metal robotic arm, it'd be pretty sweet.
Yeah, think about it. A little cyborg arm cooking your stew.
Also, I kind of like that these are kind of like spiritual twins. The image of the chef stirring with the steam coming out, very similar.
So far, your list lacks steam. This is an incredibly dry list. My mouth is...
Let's go to Rie before this gets ugly. Rie,
Okay.
please reveal your number 3.
My number 3 is hot oatmeal from Kiki's Delivery Service. Have you watched Kiki's Delivery Service? It's another steamy food, another starring food, another porridge.
It does look good. It looks like a good film.
So she's sick, and her landlord made a porridge for her. In Japanese, they say milk-gayu, which is like milk porridge. And I've never had milk porridge before.
Neither have I.
And it just sounded so good.
So is that why that ranks higher than that? Because I'm looking at these two images and they look the same. They look like,
No!
looks like a pot of white.
We got oatmeal porridge.
Hey.
This looks like the food list of somebody who's on hospice. They're gonna eat cucumbers, porridge, and oatmeal?
It's better than your dry dog food.
Okay, no, we don't have to talk about the dryness of my list. I've developed a complex.
Mine's all wet so far.
Moving on to my number 3, and I actually forgot what this is, so this will be a surprise to me as well. My number 3 is honey from Winnie the Pooh. This looks delicious. Now, I have to say, never in my life on earth have I ever seen anybody dip their hands into a jar of honey and then eat it off their hands. If I saw anybody do that, I'd have them executed. But Winnie the Pooh makes it look good. And every time I saw this guy go to town on honey, I always just thought, man, if I could ever get my hands on that pot, boy, would I be happy.
Look at the way the honey is spelled. Did you commit to that? Oh, no, you didn't.
Oh, shit.
Demerit.
I still think this is a great treat. You could see the steam rising from the honey sometimes. He's like a fiend.
What are you talking about? Steam off the honey.
There's steam on the honey.
So you're trying to earn extra points, and
I
it's
think
not gonna work,
I think
Val.
this is pretty steamy honey, and also the way he reacts to it, it's like a drug for this guy. He's a fiend.
Okay, fun fact, you shouldn't heat up honey because you will lose all nutrients. I learned from my Instagram comments.
Perhaps after this is done, we each pick one thing off everybody's list, and then we eat that.
Well, I don't want anything on her list.
Why?
I do want
Cucumber.
the Leaning Tower of Pisa. I'm interested in that. Let's move on to your number 3.
My number 3 is, boom, Rat's Paradise from Charlotte's Web. Familiar with this film?
The fuck? Oh, damn! I do remember many.
It's like garbage.
One man's garbage is another's treasure. The way this rat fixes himself a feast. Okay, you gotta set the scene. There was a fair, all the fairgoers leave at the end of the day. This rat goes on an absolute tear. Arguably, the greatest animated rat to ever grace cinema.
Careful, and that's not Remy.
Yeah.
Oh, he's juggling. That's pretty good.
See, in other,
Oh, damn, he's going for it.
yeah, look at that. In other inferior rat-related food films, they're depicted as being too cute. This is a real rat-like rat, and he really makes you believe that this garbage is delicious. Yeah, I want to be that rat. This scene hits all of the all-time greatest cartoon eating gags.
I have to say, that might be the greatest cartoon eating scene I've ever seen, and I don't say that lightly. However, he's not a better cinematic rat than Remy.
One thing though, it's not realistic. Mine's all realistic.
You don't know what rats do in the darkness of night.
Oh, I do.
What? All right, let's move on to her number 2.
My number 2 is toast and egg from Castle in the Sky.
Unless I can already guess what your number 1 is, this is not the best egg in the Miyazaki
This
universe.
is the best egg.
It's not, so your list is flawed. We all know that Howl's Moving Castle has the best egg.
There's 2 Castle films?
Yeah, one of them moves, the other's in the sky. Come on, catch up, Ryan.
That's crazy. In a world where there's a castle floating in the sky, the most imaginative food they could make is a toast and an egg?
Good point, Ryan.
But this movie has plenty of great food scene, but this is the best. How they eat the egg, they split in half and they kind of like suck egg. Like, they don't bite it.
They suck egg?
And it looks so good.
I told a 5th grader when I was in 5th grade to go suck an egg. That was a schoolyard insult.
The yolk is overcooked. It didn't run at all.
But if it's runny egg, you cannot share. That's the whole point. They have to share. They only had 1 egg.
My number 2 is Bugs
No.
from Lion King.
That's not food.
Oh, it is. Tell me that when
Ew.
Simba and his pals were going to town on these grubs that they didn't look juicy as hell.
If I recall, I've
Yes.
asked Rie what's the only thing she won't eat, and it's bugs.
Yes.
Fair enough, but these bugs look really good.
No, the crunch.
Slimy yet satisfying. For a limited time after this movie came out, they did sell candy versions of the bugs that you would see on screen, so they knew.
What if bugs are the most delicious thing and we had no idea?
We have some idea. It's not.
It's also interesting that we're giving Rie a bunch of guff, and the last two things that were listed by you and I were bugs and garbage.
For my number 2, I have selected.
Parent picked?
In general, all of the food in Spirited Away looks super delicious, but there's this one scene where the parents are chowing down at this restaurant, and when the main character returns, they turn around and they're pigs.
I thought that you want to eat the pigs.
No, I don't want to eat the pigs, although they are really well-drawn pigs, I will say. The way that they gorge themselves on the food and then turn into pigs, I feel that.
So everything that they're eating, I see.
The stuff that they eat looks delicious, but look at the regular food that they're eating.
It does look really good.
Picks up the whole chicken and just takes a bite out of the breast.
This guy's holding a chicken finger in his mouth while choosing other things to eat next.
But the fact that then the eaters turn into pigs, that kind of seals the deal for me in terms of how delicious it is.
That kind of scared me.
When I was a child and I would be really hungry, I would have dreams about an unlimited buffet of stuff, all of my choosing. And this is the only film that's ever really conveyed that sort of feeling.
I don't like buffets. I like small, high-quality food.
Yeah, but this is fantasy buffet. It's a fantasy.
It's starting to make sense to me why you've chosen to eat food around the world with Steven and have just food served to you over and over and over again.
Your dream came true.
Okay, let's move on to your number 1.
Okay. My number 1 is Zennybird's Tea Party from Spirited Away.
Oh.
Okay.
This is better.
Same film.
This film across the board has incredible looking food.
Why did you not choose this one over that one?
Pigs.
Look at that. It's not hospital food.
Oh my God, who is that grandma? Holy smokes, that is the biggest grandma I've ever seen.
Forget about grandma. Look
Yeah.
at the cake. How,
Okay.
like he about to like fork it, and it's so bouncy.
You did round out your list with a white blob food again.
No.
3 out of 5, and if you didn't have the yolk, it would be 4 out of 5. Is it brie? We don't know, because it's so undetailed.
No, good food is like simplest. Good ingredients. Have you noticed? All my list is from Miyazaki film.
That is true.
It's true,
And
yeah.
he's just a master of anime food.
It's a testament to the skill, I'll give you that.
He's a very skillful man. It's a beautiful list. Now let's move on to my number 1. My number 1 is the Krabby Patty from SpongeBob SquarePants. I mean, look at how happy SpongeBob looks right there. This was actually my number 1 in another Top 5 Beatdown episode. And a lot of this is just because that little plankton guy is trying so hard to get this recipe for this Krabby Patty, because it's that good. He spends his entire life trying to steal the recipe for this bad boy. And the people of Bikini Bottom, when they eat this burger, they look like they're about to explode with joy.
They're also mindless fish.
Were you a fan of the Krabby Patty growing up?
I don't think I really understood it, but
Is it crab in it?
No, it's because it comes from a restaurant called the Krusty Krab. The burger joint's owned by a crab.
Okay. What's the ingredient?
Well, you know, we got the patty, we got some lettuce, we got some tomato, looks like we got some cheese in there. There's bread. I'm not really sure how the bread stays like bread underwater, but that's neither here nor there. I'm imagining it's some sort of kelp bread.
is it the sauce that is the secret ingredient, or what's the secret recipe that Plankton's after?
I think he's after the whole thing, but I think there is a special sauce. I think it's just the whole thing.
My experience, a secret ingredient is a telltale sign that a food is not going to be very good.
Oh, wow. That's an industry secret.
I don't know about that. I mean, In-N-Out has a secret sauce, and I think that's pretty damn good.
What is it? Mayonnaise and ketchup?
I have no idea
Some,
what it is.
and some pickles?
I'll tell you what it is. It's good.
Secrets are a placebo for fools.
Why don't you just sew that on a pillow then? The reason why this sits atop Ryan Mountain is because even talking about it right now is making my tummy grumble a little bit, and I might have to go get me a burger after this.
I respect your list.
Me too.
You didn't have to look so strange when you said that.
My number 1 top animated food. The Grubs from
Yeah! Yeah! Let's go! Yeah!
Look,
Oh, that's bad.
it's the film that I remember watching the earliest in my life, I suppose.
Yeah, I would say the same for me. Yeah.
And it's so interesting the way that the bugs are depicted so juicy and delicious. It goes against all of your instincts, and yet the cream-filled blue one, that's the one for me.
And you know what's really smart about the movie that I just realized is they acknowledge the fact through Simba that bugs are kind of gross. And they're like, I don't know if I want to eat that. Then he gets it, which then puts you into the mind of Simba, and then he goes, slimy yet satisfying. And so any of that reservation's gone now.
Yeah.
It's pretty smart.
Also, they're not gonna go eating meat after his dad just died, right?
Still a living creature.
Bugs, though?
Yeah.
I mean, shrimp are basically bugs of the ocean.
Oh, I hate people say that.
Why?
They kind of destroy my love of shrimp.
A lot of bugs are less gross looking than a lot of shellfish. Like a butterfly.
Ew, no.
I'd eat a butterfly.
I don't know about that.
Looks good.
Now you've gone too far. Too far.
Caterpillar?
No.
It's just a squirmy little sausage.
Yeah, but I don't like that they have so many legs.
Yeah, you could cut that off.
I've had bugs in my real life. I've had crickets before. They're very crunchy.
They are a critical part of the food chain, which makes all other food possible. And for me, it's the way that the characters enthusiastically eat it.
If you could pick one food from either of our list to eat yourself, which one would it be?
I'm gonna choose pear and pig.
You just chose the only Miyazaki that wasn't your own.
That's true, she did. Well, that does it for this episode of Top 5 Beatdown. Make sure you guys all chime off in the comments for who had the best list, which decisions you agreed with, which ones you didn't. And once again, thank you, Rie, for coming on to Top 5 Beatdown, entering the beat zone. And is there anything you'd like to plug before you exit?
Yes. So my cookbook, Make It Japanese, is out now. It's a great gift anytime. If you want to eat real food, there's so many recipes in this book. So
Look how colorful and delicious the food looks.
egg, runny egg.
Besides today, your food opinions are the ones I trust. Yeah, besides this travesty
This
that
is a
occurred.
good list.
And also thank you to Andrew for filling in for our dearly departed Shane, who is dead now. Without further ado, that's the list.
Just once in real life, I'd like to have a sandwich that had a little olive on a toothpick.
You know what? I'm with you. You know what? This relationship is off to a good start.